All right. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Pilates Mat. This is our second session. Just gonna give a quick second. Actually, it's live. I feel like I might as well just get started. Hoping that you enjoyed the first class. We're gonna kind of go with the same flow as last time, a little bit gentler, and then we'll slowly build a little higher. So since most of us probably haven't moved very much or we've been doing a lot of sitting, let's start sitting down, and whatever feels comfortable for you. You can have legs crossed, or you can do a butterfly, or whatever feels most comfy. If you feel like you're super stuffy in your hips, if you have something available to you, it'd be great if you can find a pillow or something really comfortable just for you to be a little more propped up if it doesn't feel that comfortable for you to be kind of sitting down low. And that's always an option. So we're just going to start with a gentle little neck warm up. So we're going to let our chin go towards our chest and then circle it over to the right. Get nice and gentle. And let's do the same thing left. We're going to have it go down to the chest, and then over to the left. Good. Let's do each side one more time. Gentle, making sure you're kind of not crunching in the back. You still have a long length through that back side. And let it soften back forward, and then over to the opposite side. And back down. Perfect. From here, we're going to take our hands behind our head, and you want to have kind of your thumbs right at the base of your spine, so almost like you're pulling your head out a little bit, and then we're going to gently soften our chin towards our chest, and you want to round not only through your neck, but maybe even up into kind of your shoulder area, in between those shoulder blades, and we're just going to soften through, and then you're going to inhale and sit up nice and tall. Still feel like you're pulling your head gently from the crown of your head, or your neck out from your head. And then you're going to exhale, let your chin soften towards your chest. Feel the ribs close in, gently round through that top part of your spine. And then we're going to grow up nice and tall. Let's do one more. Kind of pull your head gently, and then soften the chin down towards the chest. Let the chest soften, let the shoulders kind of widen through the back. And then inhale, and we'll grow up nice and tall. From there, let the arms just fall down. Hopefully you feel a little warmer there. We're just going to take some nice big arm circles. You're going to let them come up in line with the shoulders, shoot up overhead, and then wide down, and we'll flip those palms down to the side. Inhale, up and over. Exhale. Kind of like that wine bottle, as you press those arms down, you grow up tall. We'll inhale up. Exhale, press down. Let's do one more in that direction. Inhale up. Exhale, press down. And then same thing, opposite direction. We're going to flip those palms this time. Arms press up and out. And then kind of press them down on the way down. Flip your palms. Wide chest, shoulder blades down away from the ears. And then press those arms down. Two more like that. Lift all the way up and over. And then press it down. One more. Think of growing up tall, navel to spine. And then press it down. Nice. Let's do one more thing to get a little bit lower. Now that we've got an upper body, let's get into our lower body a little bit. So now you're going to have your feet come flat onto the floor. And you still want them about hip width, and I'll turn to the side so you get a side view. So ideally, if you still need your little cushion, you can always sit on it if that makes you sit up a little taller. If not, you can omit it if you have a pillow or a towel or something that's available to you. But you want to sit up nice and tall so you feel your sit bones. And we're going to grab our hands onto our knees. You can do below or above, whatever feels most comfortable. And we're just going to inhale. You're going to grow up super tall. Find that tall, flat back. And then as you exhale, it should feel like someone kind of punched you in your belly, and your navel's going to scoot back. You're going to hollow back, kind of round through your spine. As you inhale, press through those sit bones, stack up, sit up back tall. Exhale, navel feels like a fish hook, almost hooked and scooped you around, and it's pulling you, pulling you, pulling you back. You're going to use those arms to kind of help you counterbalance. Try to keep your shoulders right over those hips. Inhale, come back up. Let's just do 2 more. Exhale, scoop. And you don't want to kind of collapse. You're going to feel almost like you're lifting up and back. And then inhale, press those sit bones. You can use your arms, shoulder blades widen together. One last time, we're going to scoop. Good, and then press and lift all the way up. On this next one, let's go for a little extension. So you're going to press even more into your palms, wide chest. Think of the hips staying where they are, just from your heart. Sternum is going to lift up towards the ceiling. And then we'll let that chest fall back to your neutral. And then we're going to exhale and still scoop and find that round back. Inhale, use your arms, plant those sit bones down, grow tall, 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 and so much your heart sternum is lifting up, up, up. Use those arms to press and pull. We have 2 more like that. You're going to round it all the way back, scoop. Feel like you can lightly think of pressing down into your feet, almost like your heels, your arms, everything is scooping in to kind of pull, 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 and lift up. 1 more. Exhale, we're going to round and scoop. And then inhale, we'll grow up, 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 super tall. Find that stretch. Nice. And then let those legs give a little shake to them. Do whatever they need. Because now we're going to come down onto the mat. So we're going to go straight for a bridge today, just to get into our legs. And we'll have our legs hip-width distance apart, nice and flat on your back. We kind of talked about our neutral pelvis last time, but we'll briefly talk about it again. So you can have the soles of your feet come together, let those knees fall out to the side. You're going to make a little triangle with your hands. Have that triangle come right to the front of your pelvis. Your pelvis should be nice and level. That means you're in your neutral spine, so we have a little space underneath that lower back, and then maybe just a little curve underneath your neck, but you still want to kind of have that double chin feeling, ribs staying closed, everything nice and tight through the center, and then keeping everything flat. We're going to have the soles of the feet come back down, and now we'll have our hands come down on the mat by our sides. From here, you're going to press down into those heels, and let's just start kind of working through our feet a little bit. So you're going to press down into your heels, and let's lift the toes off. And then you're going to press down into the balls of the feet, lift the heels off. And we're just going to switch from those two. Think of keeping everything stable up to the upper body. We're just going to work through our ankles, toes a little bit. I like to exhale as I press down into those heels, but your shins kind of activate through that foot. Kind of fan those toes if you can. Press down into the balls, lift those heels. Let's just do 2 more. And as much as possible, you're just isolating in those ankles, toes, all those little metatarsals. Try not to let things kind of happen upstream. Awesome. And then from there, we're going to plant our feet nice and down. And let's go for our first bridge. So think of having your weight even into those feet. You want heels down, big toe, little toe. Press down maybe even a little more into your heels. You're going to exhale. We're going to go for a tuck. So tailbone reaches up, pubic bone up. And then you're going to squeeze, keep that scoop. You're going to roll all the way up to the tips of your shoulder blades. Think of reaching your knees long away that way. Even a little bit more, squeeze your glutes, hips. Try to lift as much as you can. Don't let the ribs arch. Still keep those ribs close to the front. And you can still keep your hands pressed down. I just cue with my hands. And then you're going to roll all the way back down. We're going to do 3 more like that. Your exhale, navel down, pubic bone rolls up. You're going to scoop, kind of hollow out into that lower back space. Keeping that pressure into the backs of those legs. Squeeze those glutes, hamstrings. Lift those hips all the way up. Knees reach long, 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 long. And then roll back down, articulating through your back, finding length, 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 length. We have two more. Press down into those heels. Scoop. Roll all the way, all the way, all the way up. Good, and then roll it down. On that next one, we're gonna stay up at the top. So if you need, you can always have your heels, your feet a little closer. You're gonna press down into those heels, scoop, roll all the way up. Okay, we're staying up here. Nothing's gonna change in your hips. From here, you're gonna exhale, inner thighs are gonna squeeze. Inhale, let them float back open. Exhale, squeeze, and open. And it doesn't have to be big. It's just a little open and close. And open. Let's do two more. One last one. You're going to keep those legs up, little pulses. Pulse, pulse, pulse. And really squeeze from the backs of your hips. Try to find even more length through the front. We have 4 and 3 and 2. Last one. You'll roll it all the way down. Give those knees a nice little hug if they need. You can kind of rock side to side. And kind of roll through the feet too. They need a little bit extra. Mine are super cracky. And then we're going to drop those legs down. And let's go into our abs a little bit more now. So we're going to flip our legs up to our tabletop to start. We're going for it today. You should still have your nice neutral pelvis. And I like to keep my hands down on my hips just to make sure things aren't shifting side to side. We're going to go for our toe taps. So you're going to inhale, reach that right foot down to the floor. Exhale, scoop it back up. And inhale, left. And exhale up. And we're just going to keep alternating. So check in with what are our key points. You want to keep ribs closed, navel down. And you're not thinking of changing the shape of your leg so your knee joint, or I'll show it on this side, isn't moving. You're keeping the leg in the same angle. The toes are reaching down. Exhale. Lower abs are scooping it in. Try not to use your quads or the fronts of your legs. Let's do each side one more time. And then we're going to bring our legs together and let's do the same thing. Inhale on the way down. Exhale, scoop up. And again, it doesn't have to touch the floor. Go at a range that feels good for you. Try again not to relax. Let's do two more. Make sure you keep that deep exhale. Every time you exhale, navel down, abs are drawing those legs in. Okay, from here, we're going to turn those legs out to our first position. So your heels will be together and kind of a little pizza pie or little V shape in between those knees. We're going to do the same thing, both legs down. Nothing's going to change upstream. You're going to inhale, both legs down. Exhale, scoop up. And again, go to where it feels good for you. If it's an inch up, an inch down, that's okay. If you can go all the way to the floor, go for it. But you want to really practice your form. So you don't want anything else moving. You should feel this a little bit more on the backs of those legs. Let's do two more. One last one. Perfect. We're going to give those legs a mini little shake. So we're going to go for some single legs. So legs are floating back up. Now we're going to interlace our hands, press them into our right thigh, shoot that left leg long. As you counter press your leg into your hand into your legs, you'll feel those abs turn on. And we're just going to switch. And I like to inhale and then exhale, switch. And inhale, exhale, switch. As you go to this press, make sure your knee doesn't go past your hip. So you don't want your knee back here, or you don't want it out and away. So you want to make sure you're making that nice 90-degree angle. And that opposite leg doesn't have to go long or towards the floor. It can be 45, or it can be in between. Go to wherever feels good for you. So even if right here feels perfect, that's okay. And feet can do as they need. You can do flexed or pointed. Let's do each side one more time. The more you counter press, the more you'll feel those abs. Awesome. And then you can hug in, I feel my abs. Take a moment. Let's just do some nice big knee circles. You can kind of hug your legs with your arms. Think of relaxing your legs and letting the arms kind of just be the main movers here. Feel like your tops of your legs are little drumsticks in a bowl and they're going around. You're kind of scraping whatever left of whatever juices. Or I don't know. When I eat, I'm always like, this sauce is good. Let's just, run this along the edge of this plate and get whatever's left. So think about nice relaxed legs and super open in those hip sockets, kind of like a drumstick in a bowl. Okay, and then steady those legs. Let's get a little deeper into our hips. You can have your left leg come to the floor. Try to get that hamstring down. So instead of it popping up, you want that leg long and away. And then the opposite knee, give it a nice tight squeeze. If you like there, you can do little opens and closes or stirs. And then let's go through this ankle one more time. You can do circles or kind of point flexes, and just make sure you go in the opposite direction also. Good, and then let's do same thing other side. You'll have that opposite leg in. Try to get, now that we're a little longer in that right side, that right hamstring down. So again, try to decrease that space that's in between. Really press that leg long, and then we're gonna really hug our left leg super tight into our chest. And again, go for those little ankle circles or point flexes, whatever variation of that works well for you. And we'll go opposite direction. You're making little circles. Nice. And then both legs come long. Now, we're going to go forward. Today, we're going to go straight for our roll-ups. So, you're going to have your hands come right in line with your shoulders. And we're just going to start this with kind of a half roll-up or a little crunch just to prep. So, we're going to take a big inhale. And as you exhale, you're going to nod your chin towards your chest. And you're just going to reach your arms right in line with where you see your toes, or kind of right wherever your little mini crunch goes. So for some of us that might be here, but for the most part, think of reaching them down towards the toes. And then we're going to inhale and come back down. If that's a lot on your neck, you can always go ahead and have your hands grab behind your head. That's always an option. But we're just taking that little tiny crunch. You're going to exhale. You're going to feel that the ribs close so much that your navel is closing down and you're pressing those back ribs into the mat. And then we're rolling back down. And again, do whatever you need with those arms. You can have your head be nice and supported, or advanced option, reach those arms down long. Inhale, float down. And actually, we're going to flip our palms. That kind of gives us a little bit nice difference. Exhale, close down. Inhale up. We're going to do one more. Exhale down. Now, since this is our first one of the day, I will allow a little momentum, but ideally we're going to take out all momentum. You're going to inhale. This time, let those arms come up overhead, keeping your ribs closed, navel down, abs still active. And then as you exhale, those arms will come back in line with your shoulders. You're going to roll through your head. If you need, slightly bend your knees and you can grab your legs to kind of help you walk all the way up. We're going to get up to the top. You can still have those legs long. And then we're rolling it all the way back down. So take your time, super, super slow. Feel each vertebrae go, 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 go. And then again, we're going to inhale up and over. Exhale. Feel the ribs close, abs close. We're going to roll it all the way up. Get up to the top. Sit up super tall. Exhale again like someone punched you in the belly. You're scooping, you're rolling back, 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 back. We're inhaling up and over. Let's do 2 more. And again, do whatever variation you need. If you want to kind of bend those knees and use your hands to help you walk up, that's okay. Go for it. If legs need to be slightly bent, that's okay too. Roll it down, 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 down. On our next one, we're staying up at the top. We're going to roll it all the way up. Nice. And take a moment. You can stretch it forward. I'll change my perspective so you can see it. And do whatever feels good. You can just fall forward. Take a nice little stretch for your back. Maybe even hamstrings. Okay, we're going to go back kind of to that position where we were at earlier, where our hands were right in line with our shoulders. And let's go for some protraction, retraction. So you're going to inhale, fingertips are going to reach forward. Exhale, draw those shoulder blades back. As you inhale, create space between your scapula. Exhale, draw those scapula back in together. Make sure you're not moving your torso. Torso stays absolutely still. We're just isolating and our scapula are them, and kind of feeling those lats, maybe your serratus anterior, those muscles that stabilize your shoulder all underneath here. So hopefully you're feeling maybe a little burn in your armpits. Think of having your your shoulders even more away from your ears. And then now that our arms should hopefully feel a little tingly, we're going to have those hands come back behind the head. Once again, I like to think of pulling my head a little bit out from my spine so that I'm super, super, super tall. Legs can be soft and gentle if you want a little bent, or if you want to have your propped up pillow, go for it. And we're just going to go for a twist here. You're going to exhale, you're going to feel your right obliques twist, hips stay absolutely still, and we're just going to go as far to the side as feels comfortable, and then we inhale, grow tall. And inhale in the center, exhale, twist. I like to inhale while I'm on that side, exhale, come back center. Inhale, center, grow taller, exhale, right obliques. Grow taller on that right side as you come back to the center. You're even taller to the center as you twist. And then lift and come up taller. And I'll change my perspective again so you can see that it's not the hips moving. You're just rotating from the rib cage and then up and over. So it's from the navel up. Feel those left obliques really twisting, twisting, twisting. And back up to the center. And one more time each side just to, really make sure we feel those obliques turn on. Perfect. Okay. Give everything back, arms mini moment, because we're going to come back to our nice long legs. And they should be about mat width distance apart. We're going to flip our hands now in line with our shoulders. And actually, we'll do a little V in our arms, palms facing down. You're going to inhale, grow tall to the center. We're going to exhale. We're going to twist over to that right side. We're going to combine kind of 2 exercises. We're going for our saw already. So you're going to reach your pinky finger towards your pinky toe. And I like to go ahead and look back towards that back arm so you still feel those obliques twisting. And then we're going to grow tall on that right side. We're going to twist back to our center. Inhale, center. Exhale, twist over to the left. Feel those left obliques as you reach pinky to pinky. Still go for that look back because you're twisting so much. Grow tall onto that left side. And then we're coming back center. And we're just going to keep alternating side to side. Think of scooping, hollowing out to those right obliques. Grow taller on that right side and back to the center. Try as much as possible to keep your arms in line with your body. So don't let the arms kind of twist, but your body's not really twisting. Let the body twist and take the whole thing over. And last one each side. Grow taller up to the center. Twist, twist, twist. Then scoop, scoop. Try not to collapse as you reach. Roll it back up. And back to the center. Last one, make sure those shoulders are away from your ears. You're not kind of crunched up down here. Press those arms down and away. Roll it up. And back to the center. And drop those arms. Okay. Hopefully back is nice and awake because we're going to go for a rolling like a ball. I think this one's fun. It takes a little bit of practice, I feel, but let's go for it. So we're going to go back to that same kind of position we were in towards the beginning, where you're kind of rounded back. So we'll start sitting up, and then you're going to exhale, and we're going to round back to find that place off of your sit bones. And just do one or two more of those so you can find that little place where you're on your sit bones, and then you hit behind it, and then you're on top. From there, go to that little place behind your sit bones, and we're going to lift our legs up so we can balance. Find that place where you can hold your balance. You're still kind of deeply scooped. You're going to exhale. You're going to scoop even more through those abs. Round your spine as much as possible. You're going to roll just to your shoulder blades, and then back up to your nice little balance moment. So I like to inhale, roll back. Exhale, come back up. And kind of like a double breath. So you inhale, exhale. So I like to exhale every time I move. I exhale on the down, and then exhale on the up. So that every time I exhale, I scoop deep and deepen, and then deepen to come back up. And try not to, because once you get to the bottom, if you flatten out, you lose that curve, and then that's it. There's no getting up. So you want to, as much as possible, really round through your back. And round on up. And around to scoop. And around back up. We're just going to do two more. You're again trying not to, you're not rolling past your shoulder. So you don't want to ever get to your neck. Okay? And then that's it. Give your legs a little shake. Take another little moment to just stretch forward for your back. I'm going to grab some water because I've been talking for the last half an hour. Okay, hopefully you're nice and warm. Because now we're gonna go back onto our back and find our legs a little bit more and abs too. So we're gonna do it fancy like. We're gonna sit all the way up, and we're gonna take one nice deep roll all the way back down to the floor. And then relax those arms down. Let's get into our legs a little bit. If you need, you can always bend the opposite leg, but if this feels comfortable for your hamstrings, let the legs be long. We're going to lift our right leg up to either kind of a tabletop or a slightly bent leg. If ideally, we're going to go for a nice straight leg. And always remember, if you need, you can bend this bottom leg in, but ideally we want a nice L shape. And from here, we're going to do a nice circle with our leg. So you're going to inhale, let it cross over your body. Exhale, let it open down and around. And I like to have my left hand on my hip. Sorry for you to see it from there. Just to make sure that my hips are staying absolutely still. And it can be as big or as small as a circle as you need. If your circles are right here, that's okay. Keep them right there. If you want to go for a big hula hoop size circle, that's okay too. You still want to feel like someone's pulling your leg out long and away. Let's do one more circle in that direction, and then we're going to reverse that. You're going to inhale as it goes down. It's going to go around and then cross over your midline and up. Got it. And again, hips are absolutely still. Ribs are staying still. Your abs are always active, always kind of scooping down towards the mat underneath you. And if you like, you can even do gradual size circles so it can get a little bigger as your hip gets a little more active. Always remember you can bend your leg if you need. Do one last circle in that direction. And then we're going to hug that leg in wherever that is for you. It can be behind the leg or at the top, or if you're super flexible today, go ahead and pull it in. But just go to where you can get a little mini stretch. And actually, let's go ahead and let that get into our back. So we're going to bend that leg and then just let it gently fall over. It doesn't have to necessarily touch the floor. If you like, you can straighten that top right leg. The top one is straight. Over and kind of look back at a nice twist for your spine. You might hear little pops or cracks. I'm going to grab my foot. And then we're going to come back onto our back, and let's do the same thing, opposite side. We're going to lift that left leg up. We're going to go for our circles across our midline. So you're going to inhale as it goes over, exhale down and around. And on this side, my right hand's on my right hip to make sure it stays down and grounded. I am having spacing issues, so I'm going to make my circles smaller on this side. And we have 2 more. One last one like that. And then let's reverse that. Down and around and up. And let it go down and really cross that body and around and up. The more you cross, the more you'll feel those inner thigh or your abs even. And try not to kind of grip too much in that front of the leg. If you need, you can always bend that leg to your last one in that direction. And then again, we're just going to straighten the leg up. Grab it where it feels good for you, just so you can get a nice little extra hamstring stretch. And then we're going to bend that knee, let it cross over the body. I'm already getting lots and lots of cracks. And then if that feels like you want a little extra, go ahead and kind of reach for that foot. And then you can still kind of deepen your twist. Okay, we're going to come back onto our back. And let's do one more round of abs. So let's have hands start back behind the head. Those legs are going to float up to our tabletop. We're going to exhale, come right up towards the center. We're just going to start with kind of our legs alternating, shooting out long. You're going to shoot the right one and then left. And just keep gently looking towards that center. If you can, think of lifting up a little bit higher each time. Let's do each leg one more time. And then take many little moment down. So now we're going to do the same thing, but our head will no longer be assisted with our arms. And we're going to do some double leg. So hands in line with the shoulders. If you like, you can start them up overhead. And then you're going to exhale. Arms are going to reach long. Ribs close. Arms reach down by the hips. We're going to go for our first 100. So you're going to pump those arms. In a breath, you inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and inhale 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale 2, 3, 4, 5. If you're familiar with this, or if you're more advanced, go ahead and shoot those legs out long. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And you want to feel like you're kind of a kid in the water, really nice big pumps. Legs don't have to be that low. They can be up here. They can be parallel. They could be turned out. All the variations. And if you need, if your neck's really bothered, you can drop it back down. If you can, keep it up. We just have 2 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. Last one. 2, 3, 4, 5, and out. 2, 3, 4, 5. And then we're going to hug everything in. Take a moment, because we're going right back to it. Let's crunch up with just the upper body. We're going to have both arms and legs shoot out and long. Then circle those arms, scoop it up even more. You're going to inhale, everything shoots out. Exhale, scoop it in. Inhale long, exhale in. Last one. We're going to stay up. You're going to kind of do right hand by the ankle, kind of the outside by the ankle, inside at the knee, and then opposite leg long. And we're just going to keep switching. Switch. Keep closing those ribs, looking up toward your navel. Again, if your neck is bothering you, drop it down. If you can, try to keep it up. Let's do each side one more time. And then we'll all take a nice little mini break. We have 2 more for our abs. So when you're ready, legs back to our tabletop. Hands, will start them down because we're going to float them up to our sides as we crunch up. We're going to straighten both legs out. Those are both because we're going to go for our scissor. So you're going to let the left leg fall as far as it feels comfortable. Gently grab that right leg. We're going to do a little pause, pause, and switch. Pause, pause, and pause, pause, and pause, pause. Pause, pause again. You can always relax that neck down if you need. Legs don't have to be a full split, but where it feels good for you. But ideally, we're in our nice deep crunch. We're going to do each leg one more time. And I like to exhale, double pulse breath, just so you can get those abs working. We have one more left of our abs. I'm feeling them getting warm. All right, from here, legs float back to our tabletop. Hands are going to be down by our sides. We're going to exhale. We're going to float to the center. We're going to shoot both legs out long. We're just going to crisscross them down and then crisscross them back up. Again, if you need, support your head with your hands. If you can, just let those arms float. We're going to do 2 more. And feet can be pointed or flexed, or if you like, you can do parallel. But we're just going to do a little crisscross with those feet. Last one. Nice. We're coming down. That's it. Abs are done for now because we're going to go onto our side body. So when you're ready, come onto your side. You're going to make sure that your shoulder, hip, and feet are slightly in line. Again, if you have a pillow, I say go for it. It'll be more comfortable, or you can do kind of propped up on your shoulder if that feels good. I personally like to lay it down. It makes me feel my glutes a little bit more. So everything's stacked up and you're kind of not hanging out like you're going to bed. You want to be lifted up. So there should be, I've heard this analogy, I really like it, a little mouse house underneath there. Because if you're standing up, your hip wouldn't be down with your shoulder. You have them in line, so you'd have long length on both sides of your torso. So you should have that little space, but always wear big clothes so don't fall back down. So you're nice and long on your side. And then our knees, we're going to start with them kind of on a little angle forward or just a little bit of a J or swipe in front of you. Okay, we're going to go for some clamshells here. I like to exhale. You're going to turn that top leg up and then let it float back down. And exhale, lift. And then lower. And hopefully you're feeling this in kind of your glute area. Let's do 4 more. Those heels are staying glued together. 3. Last 2. Got one last one there. Okay, from here we're going to lift the whole thing up in one solid piece. So still feel like the knee is leading. And you can kind of power through these. I like to exhale on the up. We're doing sets of 10. So we have about 5 more. And 3. Make sure you're still kind of checking in. Abs are scooped up, navel's reaching back. We're kind of not forgetting about our top body. We're going to leave that leg up at hip height. From there, you're going to kick it back. You always seem to run out of space. Okay, there we go. That leg's still up. You're going to kick it back behind you and then scoop it back in. And I like to exhale as I bring it back. Inhale, kick it in forward. Exhale back. And then have it come forward. And you want to keep the leg at the same height the whole time. Should really be feeling it in that kind of glute hip area. We have 2 more. On that last one, you're going to leave the leg back there. Little pulses back there. Pulse. Pulse. And you never want it to get below hip height. So you want to think hip height and then higher. And higher. And higher. Higher. And you have 3 and 2. Last one. We're going to drop those legs down. If you need, you can kind of pat out that top hip. You're going to have both legs come long. You're still in line from your ear, shoulder, hip, and then the legs on a little diagonal towards the front of your mat. So ideally, you're kind of right in the center of your mat, and then your legs are kind of towards that front corner. We're gonna still continue with our top leg. You're nice and long. You have your little mouse house underneath there. You're gonna flex that top leg up and then let it float back down. And we have 10 there. And then 8. If you want to go a little more advanced today, you can think of kind of hip height and then up. If you're really trying to feel that burn. Got it. You have 4 and 3 and 2. On that last one, you're going to leave the leg at hip height, little circles. And again, you don't want kind of your whole hip moving in there. Hips stay absolutely still. Just isolate that leg. You should feel a nice little tingly burn in the back. And 8 in the opposite direction. Still have your abs in. Last 2. On that last one, give that top leg mini little break. We'll pat it out. Now we're going to bend that top leg in front. Bottom leg's going to be long, kind of comfortably. It doesn't have to be super turned out because we're going to flex that bottom leg up and then down. And I like to exhale as it lifts and then lower. And then again, you kind of don't want too much happening upstream. You want to just feel your inner thigh. And we're still going for our set of 10. So you have 4 and 3. Last 2. On that last one, we're keeping the leg up. Little pauses. Pause, 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 pause. And it should feel like someone's pulling your leg out long towards my nice pink wall. Got it. And then once you feel that inner thigh really working, we're going to drop it down. Give those legs a little mini moment. As we transition, we'll come onto our back leg, stretch that out. So whatever leg was your top leg, your working leg, which for me was my left one, I'm going to cross it over. We'll get rid of that pillow. And then you're going to thread your hand through and grab that opposite leg. You should feel it in the glute or the hip of the leg that you were just working, your top leg. That should be the one that's crossed. Whew. Just breathe there. You can do a little rock side to side, kind of feel where you feel it your deepest, or kind of play with straightening your leg or bending it. Sometimes that also changes your stretch a little bit too. And as much as possible, if you want to really open that left knee up. And then from there, I'm going to drop it down just so that you can still see me and I'm facing towards you. I'm going to flip around. If at home you want to just go to the other side, go for it. Because now we're going to work our right glute. Our shoulders are stacked, our shoulder, ear, hip are in line. We started with our knees kind of a little bit bent on a 90-degree angle in front of you. Or maybe not even that deep, probably more like 75. Okay, you want to create that length so you're long on both sides. You have your little mouse house underneath. And then we're going to start with our clamshells. And since we know the drill on this side, we're going to kind of power through them a little bit more. We're halfway there. I like to exhale on the way up. So you're really squeezing, isolate, kind of imagine that there's a little lever pulling. And each time you feel that wrap. On that last one, we're going to bring that whole leg up solid in one piece. Up and down and up. And you still want to make sure that you're not moving from your hip. You're just isolating the leg. So you should feel a nice little burn tingle. Hand can be on top or down at the bottom, whatever that top hand needs to do to help support you. On that last one, we're keeping the leg up at hip height. We're kicking it back. Have it come back forward. Kick it all the way back. Scoop it in. I like to exhale, inhale it in. Exhale, find that length, find that glute, that hamstring. Your heel staying right at the same height the whole time. You have 3 more. Last 2. Good on that last one, legs staying back. We're pulsing up and up and up and up. Yeah. I lost my count, but I think now we are at 4 and 3 and 2. And then last one, we're going to drop those legs down. Give it a quick little pat because we're going straight legs. Make sure you refine your nice long length. Ear, shoulder, hip are in line. Feet are on that little forward diagonal in front of you. And then we're going to lift that top leg up to hip height and drop it back down. You can go all the way up, all the way down. If you like a little more advanced, go to hip height and then just down, or hip and then above. Now when you really feel the burn, make sure ribs are still closed, abs are still active. You're kind of not chilling up there. Everything's still cinched in. You have your last 4 and 3 and 2. On that last one, leg stays hip height. Little circles, keeping everything super long and controlled. Feel like someone's pulling your leg out. And 6, 7, and 8. You have 8, 7, 6. Keep closing through the front. Feel the burn. Keep reaching the leg long. And 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop that leg down. Give it a little mini pat. Because now we're going to turn it out. Have it flat onto the floor. We're going for our inner thigh leg lifts. So the leg's going to lift long and then down. And exhale and down. And exhale. And you should just find that inner thigh. You should still feel like someone's pulling your leg long and away. And you have 4 and 3. Last 2. On that last one, legs staying up. Little pulses up and up and up and up. Up, up. And you have 4, 3, 2. Last one. You get to drop that leg down. Take a mini moment. I'll get rid of my pillow. This time my right leg was the one on top. So I'm going to cross it over my left and then thread my hands through. And you should feel a really nice deep stretch for that hip. You should lightly squeeze those legs in and think of gently pressing that right knee kind of open and away. And you can do it with that right elbow. And again, if you like, you can kind of play with straightening and bending the leg here. Awesome. When you're ready, we're going to drop our legs down. Give them a nice little mini shake if they need. And then when you're ready, we're flipping over onto our belly. So, it might be best for me to face this way. So, I'll come on a little mini diagonal. Okay, so where you will have, well, move back a little bit. We're going to have palm over palm. You can relax those feet down. And instead of kind of hanging out at the beach here again, you want to feel like someone came with a little needle underneath your belly button and just went boop, and you scooped and lifted through your back. So you don't want to kind of feel like you're arching your back or trying to lift your butt. Don't think about your butt at all. It's from your abs. You're scooping and that navel lifts up just so that you're kind of not crunched in your lower back. So I'm going to lift those abs up. Now we'll have palm over palm. You can relax your forehead onto your palms. And we're just going to start with a little baby extension. So all you want to do is think of inhaling and someone pulling your head and lifting your head and neck long enough. Lightly press those arms down, feeling that strong base. And then let it float back down. And I like to inhale, create more space between the ears and the shoulder. Feel the neck long. that kind of double chin feeling that we felt in the beginning of the class, and then let it float back down. Let's do our last two here. And you could kind of feel like you're drawing those elbows, your whole base back towards your body so that you're pulling everything in. You feel that whole back body turning on. Your extensors are those muscles that run along your spine. Now we're going to do the whole piece up in one solid piece, or the whole shape up in one solid piece. That sounds better. So again, re-scoop to those abs, find your length. It's going to be a little more weight now. You're going to still reach the head and neck long out and up, and then lift for that extension. And then we're going to float everything back down. Let's do 3 more. Feel like it pulls out long and away. And down. Last 2. Let it pull long, 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 long out. And down. One final one. Let it pull out, 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 long. And then back down. Take a mini moment. If you like, we'll come sit back on our heels, kind of go for a child's pose. You can have your knees wide. Just relax your chest, forehead, arms long down onto the mat. Breathe there. Yes, we're coming back to our extension. We're back onto our belly. Fix my clothes. Okay. Now, we're going to have hands kind of underneath your shoulders. You're going to lightly press and still kind of use that extension feeling to lift you up. So ideally, you could take your arms off, but you want your arms to kind of help support you so that you're long and lifted. From here, you're going to lengthen that left leg long, and we'll give it a little pulse, and then we'll switch. So you want it to lengthen up and out, and then kick it in. And lengthen, and then kick. And lengthen, and kick. And we'll do each side 2 more times. And it should feel like someone pulls the leg out, and then you kick it in. So you really feel that hamstring. Nice. We're coming down. We're going to add upper body with lower body for our swim now. So I like to start with my hands underneath because then everything will shoot up and out. So this time we're going to lift not just our head, but also our legs. Everything lifts up long. We're going to shoot those arms out. Now we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So opposite arm, opposite leg, you're going to lift higher and then back to your base. And then higher and back. And then we're just going to alternate. And you can let that swim start nice and slow. And then as you feel more comfortable, we're going to go a little faster and swim, 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 swim. But your whole back body, legs, arms, everything lifting. And it's because you're reaching them out so long and long and long and long and long. And then we'll drop back down. And now we'll come one more time to that child's pose. Just kind of fall through those legs. Stretch out your back. Breathe. All right. When you're ready, we're on to our grand finale. So, I'll readjust. And we're going to quickly go for a quick plank all-fours position. So have your shoulders right underneath your hands right underneath your shoulders and your knees right underneath your hips. All right, we're going to automatically tuck those toes underneath. We're going to press down into those hands. Make sure you're not kind of collapsing your shoulders. Make sure you're not doing anything weird with your back. Nice flat back, which for most of us means we're a little bit more scooped to the front than we think. So even more navel, ribs, everything up to the spine. We're going to exhale. You're going to lift those knees off. You're still in your perfect table. Someone could sit down and have a hot coffee because you're so flat and balanced. This is our half plank. We're going to hang out here for like, another 45 seconds or so. Still press down into those palms. navel closed, ribs closed. Those elbows aren't kind of locked out. You kind of want the eyes of your elbows, that inside part, looking towards one another. Whew. When you feel like you're gonna die, we're gonna straighten one leg back, other leg back. We're in our full plank this time. Find that length from the crown of your head down through those heels. I'm falling off my mat. I'm gonna move a little bit in. See where your hips are, if you need to drop them or lift them. And then again, once we feel like we're gonna die, you can shoot those hips back. We're going into our little downward dog. Kind of just breathe there. Feel like you can kind of pedal through those legs, bending one and then the other. Good. And then from here, we're going to walk our hands all the way back towards our feet. Just take a moment down here at the bottom. You can kind of just hang, breathe. Feel like you can shake your head yes, or kind of nod it yes, and then shake it no. Wherever you are, if you don't necessarily touch the floor, that's okay. Let them just hang, or you can clasp elbows to elbows, kind of just to feel a little extra weight. Okay, from down here, kind of drop your arms. We're going to slightly bend our knees and roll it all the way up. So a nice deep stand, or a nice straight stand. Let's do 2 more roll downs. So you'll inhale, hands will come up overhead. As you exhale, start from your head. You're going to roll all the way down, take it down to the bottom. We're going to hang out down here. Let's go for one more plank. Walk those hands back out. We're going to hold our plank for about a minute this time. Now that hopefully our arms aren't too tired, we're going to think of nice long length from head to tail, or head to feet, actually, head to heels. If you like, if you're feeling really adventurous today, you can go for a push-up. This would be like my 4th set of push-ups, so I'm not going to go for the push-up today, but go for it if that's how you're feeling. Or and always, if you need, you can do that half if this is a lot for you. Sometimes I feel like the half is a little harder. All right, we have a few more seconds there. Really breathe, just connect in with those abs. Find that length. Press, 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 heels back, head forward, shoulders back away from the ears, palms press down. And one last time, pop those hips up. Hands go back to the legs. Take a moment, drop down. We're going to bend both those knees, roll it all the way back up. Last time, inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, let everything fall, roll it down. Okay, this time we're hanging out down at the bottom. You're going to grab wherever feels comfortable for you. Ankles, calves, foot, kind of behind the knees, wherever that is. We're going to bend both our legs. You're going to try as much as possible to suction cup your torso to your thighs. From here, we're going to straighten those legs. You're going to keep your torso to your thighs. And wherever that is for you, think head straight down, tailbone straight up. Let's do 2 more. You're going to bend. Should be a deep, deep hamstring stretch. You're going to straighten. 1 more. We're going to bend everything in. And then straighten. Hang out at this last one. See if you can get a little deeper. And then we're going to roll it all the way up. Let your head be the last thing. Awesome. I'm going to switch us for a second just so that you can see me for the last thing. So we're standing up nice and tall. Let's do one last little standing stretch. We're going to grab our right leg. Always, if you need to grab a wall or chair or something to help support you, go for it. You want your knees kind of lined up together. feel nice and balanced on that bottom leg. Hopefully, you want to lift those abs and kind of press your hips even more forward. You're going to breathe there. If you like, you can grab it with both. Also, try to see if you can get that shoulder forward so you're not kind of back here with that right side shoulder. Drop that leg, give it a little shake. Same thing other side. Make sure your knees are nice and together. Hips are reaching forward. Actually, I really like the camera to see what my body's doing too. And again, bring that left shoulder as much as you can forward. Next, we're going to drop that down, give it a little shake, and then I'll move back so you can see my feet. We're just going to stand, legs hip width parallel. Hands can do whatever they need. I like mine's on the hips. And we're just going to go for 5 little heel raises. So you're going to press down into the balls of those feet and then kind of float down. Think of keeping the weight even. You have 3 more. If you can, think of almost locking those ankles at the top so you're stuck and still. Good. And we have on our last one, we're going to take a little balance. Just hold up there. Feel your front body lifted, your back body squeezing through the back. Arms can just drop. If you like, close those eyes. Take that little mini scary seconds. And then when you're ready, open your eyes. I'll drop those heels down. And we are all set. Hopefully you feel like you've had a nice, gentle, decent workout. See you next week. Bye.